All right, this is the first podcast, and I think I'm gonna label it SOS, Sign of Stupidity. With me today,
Holly.
Ethan.
Ethan's my brother, just for reference, and Holly's just some chick we picked up. No, I'm kidding.
Who are you?
I'm Aaron. I forget my name. I forgot my own name. That's awesome. But yeah, so we're testing this out, seeing how it is. Ethan was helping me with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just talk about whatever. But
I'm sorry my audio is terrible. I have a much shittier mic than the other two do.
So I'm wondering about that. Are you going to buy the exact same mic, or are you just going to get a better mic?
No, it seems like your mic is quality.
Yours is
and
just
it's a compressor mic as opposed to this one.
Yours is
This
just
one's like $10.
You have one that's a couple years old though, so I'm wondering.
This is the one that's like.
That's what I'm saying. Like you should get one that's just more up to date.
Yeah.
It's the same one as this.
Also, that one yours is a compressor mic. This one's not.
Oh, so you just need another compressor mic.
Yeah. Yours.
Okay.
It worked out.
So one thing I want to talk about that I thought this would like never happen. I watched the first Deadpool movie with my mother, and she actually liked it. But there's a lot of '80s references in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like all the ones like because you know how we watched it in theaters when it came out in 2016? 15. Was it 15?
I think it was 15.
Okay,
I can look it up.
No, don't do that. We're fine. Well, yeah, because I'm curious. Well, I'm pretty sure it was 2016. But remember that summer that we got the DVD? You had just gotten out of school. Because you're at the point for the past few years, we can't hang out when you're in school, right?
Yeah, so it seems like too busy after school for studying.
Oh, yeah, because you're just doing your homework and everything. But I remember that summer, it was like midnight, and we were all hanging out outside of our workplace at the time. And it was midnight, and I was like, so are you guys done for the night? And you're like, no, I want to keep hanging out. I haven't seen you guys in forever. And then Ethan's like, I just bought the DVD of Deadpool. And we all looked at each other and we're like, cool, let's go watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of jokes that we must have missed because Mother was explaining a lot of things to me. But she liked it overall. Like, she liked the combat. She didn't understand, like, his whole skin condition. So I had, like, pause and I'm like, this was his mutation. Because he still has cancer. She's like, how's he not dying from the cancer? I'm like, because his healing ability is constantly fighting it. But other than that, like she thought it was really funny, and she laughed a lot. Like the whole, the thing that she laughed the most at is when Deadpool punched Colossus in the dick and his hand broke, and he went, "Oh, your poor wife." She lost it with that.
Oh, yeah, that part was just hilarious.
But yeah, at some point maybe she'll enjoy Deadpool too, because we watched that recently.
Yeah, we did. I have the Blu-ray. It definitely was.
Yes.
Also, I was wrong. It was 26. It was Valentine's Day.
That's right. It did come out
right.
Valentine's Day.
It's a love story.
Oh boy, that's really funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Deadpool 1. That makes me want to watch it again. The 80s reference.
I hope this podcast isn't all about Deadpool.
Deadpool 3. The Reckoning.
Yeah.
Name of this.
Right?
Yeah.
We should have planned this better.
I'll edit this part out.
We'll edit the talk about schooling.
Schooling?
Yeah, how's school?
School's going good. It's my, second week? Yeah, second week.
I don't know because I'm not you. I don't go to school with you.
Right.
So you
not?
can't ask us what week you're in.
Well, I don't know. I never keep track of time. No, yeah, it's my second week.
Is it
no
busy?
exam so far.
Is it busy with all the homework stuff right now?
Right now, it's mainly just reading. So,
I've never done that in
No.
school.
yeah, you don't learn how to read in school. You gotta teach yourself.
That's harsh. I was making a joke. It's true.
No, it's just been a bunch of reading, but I'm taking like law and policy classes and just something that's really different because I usually take a lot of science classes, which is kind of nice because it's just more fast paced and it's like exams and you're done. This is more like reading and then writing papers and doing projects, and so kind of more drawn out. So we'll see. But I have 2 more classes starting in September. See how that goes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Some of them start late.
Yeah, it's because they're field classes, so they meet, I think, twice before the actual like field trip, and then after that, there's either a paper or an exam.
do they end at the same time as the regular classes that start at the beginning of the semester, or are they gonna end? Oh, like, are you gonna like when spring break happens? Are you still gonna be doing those classes?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any information on it. No,
Oh, dang.
all I know is that they meet twice before you do the field trip, and it's an exam or a paper. That's
Okay.
all I know. But
too bad.
no.
But it is kind of true how like you don't really get taught how to teach. I never read any of the books except for one in high school. I just started reading Catcher in the Rye.
Oh yeah.
Man, that book is not that great so far. All he does is complain. Also, he always does this. He's like, I really didn't like her. I really didn't. It's like, I got that the first time you said it. Like, why do you keep saying that?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna read it because Rudy said I should read it. But he told me the one thing that it was controversial, and it was because he talks to a prostitute.
Oh yeah.
I'm already
Oh.
at that part. He called her up, and she's like, "It's 3 a.m." He's like, "I'm in New York, and this person recommended me." She's like, "Oh, it's 3 a.m. though, so can I go back to bed?" He's like, "Yeah, it's okay. Good night." But I'm like, if
it?
that's the one, well, I'm only like a third in, so he might actually meet her later.
Oh,
But
okay.
if that was the controversial part, then people back then were really stupid with books.
Yeah. I obviously you guys know I finished the Harry Potter series, which is amazing.
Wow, wait, are you into Harry Potter?
Yeah, I'm into Harry Potter.
One of us.
None of my friends
told me
know
she was
this.
Perhaps a chat.
No, I'm just kidding. You guys all know. What?
Talking about
Oh yeah, that's right.
into why Gandalf is better than Dumbledore.
No,
whole thing happened.
Dumbledore. Okay, to be fair, I haven't finished the Lord of the Rings series, which I started 2 days ago. So we'll see.
Oh wait, wait.
So I finished all the Harry Potters.
How many times have you read the entire? How many books are there? There's 8, right? Because I remember
No,
that
yes, there's 8
7 books.
7 books.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
yeah, that's right.
7
It's like
books,
the
8
story's so long, it will take 7 books and 8 movies.
Yeah, because the Deathly Hallows is separated into 2 movies, but yeah, it's 1 book.
But how many times have you read the full 7 books?
Well, I've read all of them once, but I'm on the Order of the Phoenix,
Which is what book?
which is, I think,
5.
Third or?
5.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
third is the
After
Prison of
Goblet of
Azkaban.
Fire.
Yeah, and then it's the Half-Blood Prince, and then it's Deathly Hallows. So I've read all of them twice up to the Order of the Phoenix. I'm almost done with that one. But I am now starting Lord of the Rings. So once I finish this series, then I will be able to officially determine who's better. Gandalf
Wait,
or Dumbledore?
So, how many books are there for Lord of the Rings?
Just 3 for Lord of the Rings,
Oh,
but
oh,
you
and
also have to include The Hobbit.
that's right, the Hobbit was.
Kind
Oh,
of.
so
I mean,
the
I guess
Hobbit
you
was
don't
1
have
book,
to.
but 3 movies, and then
Yeah.
each Lord of the Rings movie was just 1 book.
Yeah.
The Hobbit is about than just the kind of leading Lord of the Rings.
I'm actually really glad I read The Hobbit first.
Before watching
in
the
my
movie.
opinion, before reading the
Oh,
books.
how long are they?
I don't
Like,
know.
cause are they the type of books that I would want to read, or is it something that it would take me? It's such a big book that it would take me forever.
Well, to be fair, I'm not technically reading. I listen to it on Audible because
This episode is not
Yeah.
sponsored, but
no,
But it could be.
It's because I'm so busy with school, but I want to still like entertain myself through like books. And
Mhm.
so when I'm on the bus or when I'm walking to school or whatnot, I listen to it on Audible. And yeah, so I don't really know how long they are because it's not a physical copy of the
right, I
book.
got you.
But it is really good so far. I like how Dumbledore in Harry Potter, he has like a lot of wit, and I just love his like humor. But Gandalf is really wise from what I can see.
Wait,
so
so you're saying Dumbledore is he sarcastic? You mean?
he's
Witty, I think
yeah,
is
he's
the
like
word.
witty. Yeah, like when Harry and Hermione like do certain things, like when they use that time. Can't remember the name of it.
No, I know.
Time
Yeah, the
necklace.
thing that so
Yeah, the
Hermione
time
could get the
necklace.
Necklace
so,
of Time.
so that way
Yeah.
Hermione could get to like it's like you can't take this and this class at the same time. How do you doing that? And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I remember.
But when
yeah.
they get back, they're like, they had said something to Dumbledore, and he was like, I didn't see anything, and then he like goes out.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, so he lets them
He has so
basically
much-
get away with a lot of stuff because
Yeah,
he knows what
like,
they're doing.
looks the other way. Yeah, he's just really funny, and I like that about
As
him.
compared to you said, Gandalf is more wise.
He's really
he
wise.
he knows
He's
a
so
lot about
patient and
everything.
He does, and he's like, yeah, he waits for the perfect moment for everything. We were kind of joking around about that, where he's late, but now that I'm reading everything, it's like he times it perfectly because he doesn't want to be too eager. So I'm seeing Like his wisdom just shows a lot.
I might have to
So,
read those then.
Yeah.
'Cause-
So I'll determine who's better
Okay.
after I finish.
And
the
then,
series.
what movies did we meet? Not the main. I forgot. I'm bad with names, but I know he faces. Oh, I forgot his name, but the White Wizard, because they're all based on colors.
Oh yeah.
But who's the other one that was like covered in birds and everything and loved nature?
Oh.
But he
yeah.
was he in the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit?
He was in The Hobbit. So I mean, so
Because he
far, I
was
haven't-
he was into nature. Because I looked it up a while ago, or like maybe like a year and a half ago. There's like a bunch of wizards, but they're based on colors, but they have certain roles. Like there's the White Wizard, the Gray Wizard, the blues are twins. I think they said.
Yeah, so you have to keep reading because he might be in the Lord of the Rings series, but I definitely remember him in The Hobbit.
Okay,
But
I might
yeah,
have to read that then
finished.
to see how like wise he is. Because I remember apparently there's like a lore of like you know how like when he died he came back as the White Wizard.
Mhm.
They can't like technically die in a way, but he didn't. He was supposed to be the White Wizard at first, but he like from like a council or something. I'm not entirely sure, so people don't get mad at me about the lore. But he rejected it because he thought he'd do a bad job at it. And then when he died, that's when he came back as the White Wizard. But yeah, it really is cool how smart, how wise he is.
Yeah, I really like that. So
It'd be
we'll see.
fun if like people made like cross references, like if he drops his sword and he drops his staff and a bunch of orcs are coming at him and he just like all of a sudden is just like, I'm no longer Gandalf, Magneto, and just pushes him off because it's
the same
it's the
actor,
same
right?
actor. I think
That's
it's
right,
just
that's
so
so
funny.
funny.
Like I said, how Hugh Jackman when we were watching The Greatest Showman, I'm like,
Oh
if
my
he
God,
yells
yeah.
at this at all, Hugh Jackman can't yell in any more movies because if he's in a movie where he's in a car crash and like his wife dies or something and he yells, I'm gonna be like, the claws are about to come out. They're about to
Yeah.
wait. Forgot it's not Wolverine. But yeah, I mean
Wrong
like
movie.
it's really funny sometimes when I see an actor, I'm like, I imagine it's like, what would your other character in this other universe do in this exact situation?
yeah, yeah. But that would be funny in The Greatest Showman.
It would be
It's like,
it would be
this
really
is
funny. It's like
me,
we lost
I
all the
guess.
money. He claws the editor of the paper.
Yeah, that. Yeah. that'd
Or
be
he
funny.
could actually just be part of his own show. I'm a
Yeah.
freak too. Watch my arm
This
get
is
cut off
me.
over and over again.
Talking about Wolverine, reminded me of Logan. Deadpool reminded me of something else.
What?
Louis, you have not yet returned.
Okay. I will return it, but
No, you won't.
I will actually. So what I bought was because Holly told me about. You saw in Walmart. There's a bunch of movies, but instead of being like the actual cover, Deadpool's in them mocking them.
Mhm.
So because Logan, instead of his daughter holding his hand, it's Deadpool, and I saw Castaway, and instead of Wilson, it's Deadpool as Wilson.
That's his head.
Yeah, and I bought it and I forgot Ethan. I guess you bought that. for me,
I
but
told him if you buy any other movie, let me know before you do, and I'll tell you
I
if
forgot.
you, not to buy it or not.
I
Because
would-
I got it as a Christmas gift.
Besides these
And
two
the
movies,
other thing didn't work out. And you bought it anyway. When you
I
sent me a
think-
picture, you're like, look what I got. I respond with, Aaron, you returned Castaway.
I forgot.
You know,
yeah.
one thing I told you not to do without asking me first.
I never buy movies. The last time I bought a movie was like, was it Halo Nightfall? No, you bought that for me.
I bought Helen Apple for you.
See, the last time I bought a movie, I can't remember the last time I bought a movie. I don't think I've ever bought a movie.
Really?
I've never bought a movie
This is
before
the
this.
one
I
movie you
just
buy.
realized that.
It's something
Because
that
That's
you-
impressive.
All the Halo ones you've given me, when we
Yeah.
were kids, mother and father would buy them, unless there was something you really wanted or Elise wanted. So you guys would buy them. But yeah, I've never bought a movie until then. And it was Logan and Castaway. Those are good movies to start off with.
They're great. You should return Castaway.
I actually will return Castaway, and I
Well,
thought
give
of
me
this.
the receipt,
No,
and I'll
no, no,
return
no.
my copy of Castaway.
Here's what I'm gonna.
It came from the same place.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Oh, did you really get it?
Yeah, I got the one by the house.
Well, what I'll do is I'll return it, and I'll just say that I lost the cover, so I can keep the cover with Deadpool on it.
Well,
Like,
No.
'cause
he
it's-
got you that one though.
got you
It has
that
the
one.
Deadpool one.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh wait. Oh wait.
You got the
You
exact-
got. Oh wait. I thought you just got.
I got-
regular
No.
Castaway.
I got Deadpool Castaway. And I saw that same display.
Oh, that would have been
You
so
should
funny.
return
That's even
the
better.
Deadpool
I will.
Castaway.
I will return
You
it
have
now.
your receipt. I'm like, I'm not gonna return this. It's gonna be a great gift.
So the reason, I guess we have to explain. The reason you bought Castaway is because I don't like crying at all. in movies and stuff. Like I had to like pinch my leg with all 5 of my fingers on my right hand, like clenched it when I was watching like what's it called?
The Happiness? Did not cry.
No, that one I didn't cry because that wasn't that
Toy Story
sad.
3.
No, not that one. What was the one with the emotions?
Inside Out.
Yeah,
You
Inside
didn't
Out.
cry at Inside Out?
I tried to.
Wait,
well, I
what part
tried.
are you
I mean,
supposed to cry at?
I was about to.
Spoiler alert, Bing Bong.
When Bing Bong sacrifices
Oh.
himself and he disappears
Yeah,
into the
that's
night.
sad. I
You
didn't cry at
heartless
that.
person. I'm kidding. But I remember I turned to Austin. I saw him crying. I'm like, "Are you crying?" He's like, "You dick." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm just hurting myself to not cry." But no, the only 2 movies I've ever cried at but I was a kid, so that's why it doesn't count. So I don't actually know. But I was a kid when I watched Schindler's List, and the ending made me cry when he looked at all the people he saved, and then he looked at them and said, "I could have saved more." I literally went into the bathroom and started crying. I'm like, "You saved enough."
Oh, really?
But the other one was Castaway, because when he lost, I've never seen that movie all the way, by the way.
Oh, that's such a good movie. You need to finish it.
By kid, you mean middle school.
That's you're pretty young when you're in middle school.
12 enough to
12,
stop
13,
crying
12,
at movies.
I'm also old enough to recognize I don't want to cry at them. But no, I cried when he found a ship and he was gonna lose the ship or whatever, and then he wouldn't be found, and he had to let Wilson go, and he's like, "I'm sorry." But the reason I bought it, I'll watch it at Christmas because I'm gonna return mine. I've never seen it all the way. I've either seen the beginning where he's about to crash and then I have to go, or I've seen him in the middle of him being crashed. Like I've never seen
the ending.
I've seen the ending. I've never seen the middle. I've never seen Wilson
to
be
finish it.
formed.
Oh,
I've only seen him. I've always
really?
come at parts where Wilson was already created.
Oh, you need to watch. Yeah, you need to watch it.
I'll watch it on
We can have
Christmas
a
when
Merry
anything
Christmas.
Christmas.
Wilson dies.
I know.
Well, he doesn't die, he just floats away.
Floats away.
He could be
He's still alive somewhere.
coming
He's alive in my.
find Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
He's alive in my heart.
He might be in some random movie.
and then Tom Hanks can find another volleyball and replace it.
You know the
Just
movie
like
Tom Hanks was in? Captain Big Pirates?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Wilson's in the background somewhere floating in the ocean.
Can you imagine if they actually did that as a
That would
joke?
be
That would be
awesome.
That'd be the perfect time.
That would be. Yeah.
Wait, did we see that movie in theaters?
I never saw that movie.
You never seen it?
What's the name
of the It's-
movie? I actually don't remember.
I can't remember, but I remember it was pretty It wasn't great, but it was pretty decent.
The only thing I got from the movie was the trailer. I am the captain now.
Which was ad-libbed, apparently.
Yeah, it was ad-libbed. But that's the most famous thing in that movie. It's all I know.
Oh yeah. I forgot the name of that movie. I forgot how I saw it then. I don't think
Wait,
I don't
which
think I
one
did
is
see it in theaters. It's where
With the mermaids?
no.
Just kidding.
No.
I
It's
don't know
okay.
what movie
No,
this is
this was a long time ago. But he's a captain on a ship, transporting cargo.
Yeah.
And some pirates come aboard
Just
and
don't
take command of it.
Like Somalian pirates, not
Oh,
like yarg.
okay, I know. I
Captain
don't know
Jack
the name
Sparrow
of
comes
it,
on the
but
ship.
I do know what you're talking about now.
But no, yeah, and like the most famous line was from the commercial. It was like they were all like yelling like we want to get killed. This is our ship or whatever. And then like the leader of the Somalian pirates just were like, listen to me, and he killed the silence and he's like, I'm the captain now. And that was like, oh crap, that's an awesome line.
Gotcha. Yeah, I actually want to watch that. I haven't seen it, but I do know.
Try to watch. There's a lot of movies we've tried to have you watch. Like we've
that's
done.
true.
I think the first one I remember we did was we did with a big group.
Or V for Vendetta was the first one, right?
Oh, that's right. We did watch that. I was
How about
thinking.
that?
I was thinking. Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, that one was so good.
I remember
that one was, that's
Chelsea,
my favorite.
Chelsea was hanging out with us, and I was like, she's not gonna watch this at all. And then when we told her we were watching it, she's like, oh, I used to watch this all the time as a kid.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
We realized we watched a lot of Tom Hanks because we were like, hey,
Yeah, that's
we
true,
we were like, hey, this is another great movie. It's that we watched a lot as when we were kids. It's called Road to Perdition, and then we played it, and we're like, he's in this one too.
Huh.
He's in our childhood because Toy Story 3, like he was just in
Yeah.
everything. He's still in everything, or not everything, but he's still pretty relevant.
Yeah, he is. Huh?
Watched Tom Hanks as a kid. We loved the DVD.
Oh my gosh,
Also
I
Tom
don't know what
Hanks.
that is.
that so basically it's.
Another great movie.
Well, looking back on it, like it is a good movie. It's not like I want to watch it too many times, but it is really good. Basically, and this wouldn't actually happen in real life. But his country, like there's like some war happening in his country while he was like at the airport, so he technically can't go back to his country because they can't send a civilian to a war zone. But he can't.
Okay.
He's not technically an American citizen, so he lives in the terminal.
Oh.
So it's just his life about. So like he's making friends with all the coworkers and everything like
That
that.
actually sounds interesting.
And he plays a really good accent in it.
That's
But
cool.
he was yeah, he was pretty good in that movie.
I enjoyed that movie.
He was also in, god dang it, he's in a lot of stuff we watch, and that we also, oh no, we still have to show you it. The Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, that's right. We've been
That
meaning
sounds
to
like a
watch
movie you
that.
would really like.
And Angels.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's obvious. Like, the Da Vinci Code was it's like going back to Deadpool and Deadpool 2. It's like the first one was extremely great, and then the second one just like somehow topped it. Like the Angels and Demons was incredible.
Great movie.
It's like, yeah, it's probably
have
one
yet
of my
to see
top
that one.
movies out there right now, or that I've ever seen.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That film.
Yeah, that's what. So Ethan and I used to do that a lot. We still do that. We don't know actors. I don't know
It's
names.
Ewan McGregor.
Well, I know it
McGregor.
now.
That's one of the only ones.
But I
that
mean,
know.
I don't. There's so many people they're like, oh yeah, this actor was in this, and this, and this actor's name. Like, I don't know names. I don't really care.
What?
That
You know
even-
characters.
Well, no. Yeah, I know the characters. Like, I like when people say, how do you not know this actor? It's like 'cause I see their name once in a while. Like, but when you're like, for what's his name? I'm not gonna say what we used to call him. Liam Neeson.
Oh.
For the longest time, Ethan, I would be like, "Hey, guess who's in this movie that's coming out? Who? Qui-Gon Jinn." Like,
Oh,
because that's
yeah.
how we knew him.
That's how we
knew
knew
him from
him.
Star Wars. But now we actually know some people, and thank God IMBD exists because we can just be like, "Who's this
Yeah.
person?" It's like, "Oh, we've known him in this, and this."
Right?
Like, when we were watching Firefly, we recognized someone's voice. We were like, "Who the frick is this guy? We know him." And so it's just easy to IMBD it, and we were like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
Garth from Fable 2. That's awesome."
Mm.
But back then, I literally would have been like, Garth is in Firefly. Like, what's his name in Firefly? Don't really know.
the pastor.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
But yeah, it's just hard to memorize names. That happened at work today. Like, I got back from my break, and I'm like, hey, where do you want me to go? It's like, oh, go replace this person. They're going on lunch. I'm like, cool. And I started walking 5 steps, and I would turn around. I'm like, I still don't know names. Who is that? I did that twice today at work.
Dang. Wait, how long have you worked there now?
Since the beginning of May, so let's see, May, June, July. So almost
9 months.
almost 4
That-
months.
Wow. 4 months.
Because next month is the 9th
That's
month.
what I
of
was
the year.
going off
I
of.
know where
Yeah.
you're going. Yeah. So at the end of during the 5th
So
of
4
next month, it'll be
and
4
you
months.
still know the front end people?
I know my manager's names. That's more important because
good
they're my
job.
boss. But I mean,
not wrong.
when it comes to the other cashiers, I'm slowly learning. But I mean,
Okay.
it's really awkward for the women where I'm just like, let me look at your chest real quick.
Well, you
Oh,
can just
okay,
say,
that's
hey, what's... Oh, yeah, that's right. 'cause you
That's
don't
more
wanna do
embarrassing
it.
if it's really
been 4
it doesn't
months.
it doesn't look good because they're like, hey
Yeah.
Aaron, how's your day? I'm like, crap, they know my name.
Right? Yeah, that's
It's also
true.
gonna. They pretty much learned it today because apparently for some reason my boss came up to me and she's like, "I don't know why I have this, but I have a second name tag for you. It's been in my office for a couple months. Take it." And I wore both of them side by side. So
That's awesome.
I literally was gonna. I didn't do it, but I should have asked them. I was like, "Can I have one that just has a capital A, another one with a lowercase A,
A.
and another one with Ron?" So that way, since people say it anyways at work, I'm like, I will literally be A Ron.
That would be funny.
There's no way that would
never
work.
you live that
There's no
down
way
either.
that would work though, because imagine someone gets pissed off at me for some reason. It's like, can I speak to a manager? What's wrong? Mr. A Ron was
Yeah.
very rude to me. And they're like, what are you talking about?
Right. Hey, Ron.
You were so mad at me for the longest time because that's you on my phone.
I got back to you though, because you're my brother. Since
And
you
Oh, yeah.
I had to stop because every time I tried typing in Aaron, it wouldn't do anything. I had to type a space between A's for that to work. Like, well, this was fun while it lasted.
in my phone, you're my brother because you didn't like the Ugandan knuckles, which I'm glad that meme died.
I don't understand that meme.
The meme that you don't understand it because you don't have Ebola, but you do not know the way. But
Oh,
I
man.
loved when it was popular at the time how people were making Cell versus Ugandan knuckles. Have you never seen those?
I've seen most of the stuff.
They weren't
Was
made by
Ugandan
Team,
knuckles
they
like,
those
nope.
weren't made by Team 4-Star.
No, they weren't.
No,
It's on the channel.
that's
though.
why this. Oh, is it really?
They have some stuff that's on the channel, like Cell versus. Maybe
No, they do. They
started
do.
it.
They do have. Yeah, they started it, and then one other YouTuber just did Ugandan knuckles versus Cell because he did 4 parts. The
was
Cell
like
versus
the-
other people though is really great.
It was like Cell versus Yugi, Cell
Light Yagami.
Light.
I loved how like so many like when he faced Yugi, just like I placed down this card. That's been banned since 2008. It's like what? No, it's not. Yeah, it is according to the rulebook you gave me. And then like well, apparently all the cards in his deck are illegal.
Actually, that's true. A lot of his cards are illegal. Pot of Greed, which they like mentioned 20 times. There's a clip someone on YouTube. Someone because they would say someone plays Pot of Greed. That's when you draw 2 more cards. I played that back to back from all
Yep.
the episodes.
I remember even when we were kids when we were watching it. I remember at some point it's just like, why do they say what it does? If you're at this point in the show, you know what it does because it's used every other episode.
Yeah, what does Pot of Greed do?
I don't know actually. I wonder if there's a clip that I can look it up. Did you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh, Holly?
No. I mean, I saw a little bit when I was at my cousin's house, but I never like followed with it.
Did you ever watch Pokemon?
Same. I was at my cousin's house when I would watch that.
If you go to Twitch right now, they're doing a marathon of all the Pokemon episodes.
Oh, okay, so I could watch it.
What shows did you watch as a kid? Or were you
I
also
watched
just
pretty
more?
much the average ones where, like, I really didn't watch it in the morning before school. While I was eating breakfast, I watched like Little Bear.
Never heard of it.
What? Oh, that was a good show. And like,
Did you watch Cow and Chicken?
no, I didn't. I watched like
about that
Franklin
show.
the Turtle. I think that's what it was.
I remember
called,
that
right?
one. That one wasn't that great.
I liked that one. It was really just the ones that were on in the morning that I
Only
watched.
episode I remember from Franklin was the one where he cheated on his spelling.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't the one where he fell on his back? And he's a turtle.
Oh yeah, I think there was. Yeah, and like his friends had to help him. I watched Dragon Tales. That was good.
What's Dragon Tales?
Like the one they had like some magical stone.
we watched
where
it
the 2 kids can go and
At
see the dragons or whatnot. Like play with the dragons.
Oh.
I'm going to refresh your memory. Watched it at school because.
Oh, that's right.
We just watched Channel 2 during lunch.
And it was
and
all kid
the great
shows.
shows. World War.
World War was amazing. That show was okay. It got old after a month, but still, for that month, I remember.
I actually had the DVDs you can.
Oh God, why?
For the child.
The nephew.
Still a child.
I know, but that just make it sound like I don't. Yeah, that just sounds like it's mine. It's not.
What was I looking up?
I don't know.
Undertale. I've never heard of it. Wasn't that it? Or Dragon Tail?
Oh yeah, Dragon Tales.
Something with a tail.
I don't know.
But no, there was
It was
this
one.
one time. Yeah, on Channel 2 at the high school, we would watch whatever was on, which was usually a kid show. And this one time, some guy came up to us and turned it off, and just walked away. So he probably thought he was cool. So I literally turned it on, raised the volume as high as it could, so now everyone could hear it in
Oh,
that room. And I
gosh.
literally looked at him and I went, "This is your fault."
That's funny.
But after that, we started watching CBS. That's like, so do you guys want to watch kid shows or politics? Like, pick.
Oh.
Because that was like our corner at lunch. It was actually real. We had all the furniture
I
too.
thought
Yeah, we
remember
did.
there being a TV.
This was in the study room,
Oh.
You know
okay,
they had
that's
that
probably
bank?
which was the dumbest idea. Yeah, cool. Kids will have a bank.
Yeah.
I was mean one time though. And I don't like it. I'm really mean, and whenever I try to like be mean, I always regret it. But like we were being kind of loud one time, and the woman leaned over and said, "Can you guys be quiet? You're being very disruptive right now." And then I was like sarcastic, but I knew she heard me, and I said, "Yeah, because they're so busy." The moment I said that, I was like, "I'm a dick. I shouldn't have said that. I can't be mean."
Yeah.
And why they put I don't even know the name of the bank they put in, but it's like if kids are gonna get a bank, they're going to parents. I doubt they have this random local bank that just.
It doesn't make sense
It's
to be like,
only
"Hey
branch was
kids,
the-
do you want to have a bank without your parents' permission?" It's like, sure. Well, they have maybe like $20 on them.
And on the other end of that room was a student store.
Yeah. So where do you think they're gonna go?
Buy a 5-cent package of gobstopper.
Yeah, I never used it. I remember one time I saw a class while we were at lunch. She said, "Hey guys, so if you ever want to use a bank, 'cause it's a good idea to invest in things, you can do it here." I'm like, this is a good idea to show us how to bank, but not at the one that's at the school that was like built in, like, because the way they constructed it, it looked half built.
Yeah.
I don't even remember this.
Really?
Yeah.
It was. That's a good thing. It was not that great. Did you ever go into that area though? It's like it was past
It was in between B and C.
I don't.
The ceiling was too always tall.
I mean, I know I was in that area, but I don't ever remember seeing it.
Oh, the only reason we know that is we had lunch there pretty much throughout me through sophomores through senior. I don't know where I ate lunch in my freshman year. No. Well, okay. Well, no, I didn't eat lunch alone. Oh, I think it was pretty much just in the cafeteria, and that's why I decided to never go in there because the cafeteria is a disgusting place in any school.
That'd be as
I know there was sometimes I would hang out with Derek and Connor.
Oh, I remember Connor.
I do too.
I remember Deck. Oh, I remember Deck.
He's alright. There was some issues on Facebook that apparently he was like... Do you remember I don't want to talk about politics, but do you remember that whole thing where people were talking about if the Confederate flag was evil or not?
Yeah.
He was one of the people who was like very into the Confederate flag. And I was like, okay, I understand. They did some things... It wasn't just about slavery, but then he said some certain things and I'm like, oh, you were down for the slavery bits, it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna remove you. But yeah, what year was that people were fighting over the Confederate flag? Because apparently in Texas they fly the United States flag, and then right under it the Confederate flag still in some cities in Texas.
I think everything started in 20. A lot of shootings. Then all the actors were dying. Bombay.
Oh god.
Oh, that was so annoying.
Rest in peace.
Oh no.
May he rest in peace. That was so. Man, I feel bad for the parents though. They must feel like the worst parents ever. I mean, they are.
The ones who got Harambe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you weren't watching your child. I don't know. But people made it worse. Like people were voting for Harambe during elections. Someone apparently got like, it's not real. I don't think, because I don't know how you can record that. Or if it was heard, but like the final sound that he made.
Oh yeah.
Someone got the audio of that on their hand. They got it tattooed. I'm just like,
serious?
Yeah. That was over Reddit for like a day.
I think that was actually fake. That was something else. Someone just
yeah,
they said it was.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But it is very possible someone can do that. You can if you can find an audio.
I want to have the audio
dying.
of the bullet hitting his skull. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding.
Wow. This turned to a dark place.
Remember how I said I can't be mean because I regret it immediately? But no, I remember this is messed up, but it was kind of funny. I told people how I said the universe is balanced because an animal killed a toddler, right? And then it was balanced because a month later, an alligator ate a toddler.
Oh no.
I was like, it's balanced.
I
One for
remember
one.
that.
Huh?
I remember that.
Yeah, it was at a golf place, I
It was
think.
at Disney World or some resort in Disney World.
No, there's no alligators in Disney.
Around it.
Oh,
Yes, in the
There's
state of
Florida.
Florida.
you're right.
Florida is
I just realized.
alligators.
That's right.
Yeah.
Man, that must suck.
And
Imagine waking up
hurricanes.
in like, yeah, Florida sucks. And old people. That's all it is. Hurricanes,
go.
alligators, and old people.
Only go for
Apparently,
Universal Studios.
It's so humid.
I want to
and
go there.
They have
it's
a
so
nice
humid
beach.
in Florida
They have warm waters.
that Nathan has to constantly towels in the
Oh wow.
even if he never uses them because they just soak up all of the moisture.
So how
in
does
there.
how does technology work there? Like, I mean, it must be a nightmare to make sure you don't get like,
water resistant stuff?
oh, man. So companies down there with that stuff must make a fortune.
Have to. I mean, he has like a waterproof phone. He first tested out by calling us on at that point with TeamSpeak. I was in the shower. It's like, guess where I'm at?
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Taking a shower, guys. It's like, cool.
That'd be cool to have a
You should
waterproof
not
phone.
It's like,
Call us,
cool.
we can do that.
Please hang up.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So Universal Studios is in Florida, and so is it Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World's in Florida.
Oh, I want to go to Disney World too, because that's a
Oh,
bigger
go to
one.
Universal, it's the best.
I want to go to Universal, but there's so many places that'd be
Why
nice to
not
go.
both, Holly? Why
Because of
not
money.
both?
So pretty much, are those
Yeah.
the only two good things in Florida?
At the beach,
Uh,
that's really nice.
You know, there's
There's
other
the
places in
beach.
America that have beaches
Yeah,
and
I
no
know,
alligators
but Florida also has warm waters because of like the gyres and stuff.
because
like
of all the
that.
blood from the alligators eating people.
Yeah, sure.
And then
I
because
hope
the
I
water's so
never
warm-
see an alligator in real life out like.
I've seen one in real life.
They must be terrifying.
I was little, so I thought it was cool.
all I would think, I would just be like, "You're terrifying. I can't wait to wear you."
Oh,
Your leather.
kill.
I would turn you into a jerky.
I
It
think
would be
the worst
delicious.
animal I've seen in the wild, quote unquote, was a coyote. Remember when
Yeah.
we
Wait, no, we
watched-
saw a bear. Remember on our hike?
No, oh, that's right. We were hiking one day.
Pause.
I'll edit it out.
Oh, is that easy?
Did you not see the sign, Elise? I was really hoping I could just like edit. Not have like no editing.
Oh,
Dang
yeah.
it.
This is our very first video though, so
That's true.
we'll look back like years from now and you're like,
Screw it. It's staying in. My sister and her kid just walked in when I had a sign, and we even talked about it yesterday. It's okay. I'm used to my sister ruining everything. I'm kidding, kind of. So, anyways, we were hiking, and we saw a baby bear, and we're like, oh, it's so cute. And then all of a sudden, I stopped and put my hands on. I'm like,
There's a
where's
mother.
the mom?
Yeah.
And we literally were like, what? Do you think?
was
That was
funny
me
because
the
half-
entire time.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah,
You
that
were
was
scared about
Ethan.
that.
Because
I'm so sorry.
I wanted to come back.
Oh, no.
go
But I think
home.
you
And we
agreed, right?
I agreed. What?
I was one who wanted to just keep going, just keep distance from the bear, and just keep hiking.
That's what I said. I said we'll just keep an eye on it, and if we
Yeah,
notice the mom
it was-
charging at us, then we know that we that we messed up.
And the group was really divided. It was like half of them.
Ethan and
half of
Austin
us-
wanted to turn back because they were afraid the mom would come,
And then we were just
and
like,
you and I were
it's
like,
okay."
if we walk away from it and we keep an eye on it, it'll be fine.
And we just kept walking, and it was fine.
My sister's showing a picture of Sky. It looks like he belongs in No Country for not No Country for Old Men.
It
In,
looks like
in
he's like-
Oh Brother
he
Where
was on
Art
the
Thou.
Titanic.
He looks like Oh Brother Where
we're-
Art Thou.
Yeah, that's
The brown one makes it look like he's on Titanic.
Did you do those today? She said no.
I wonder.
Remember those pictures we took
Back at Sam's
Club when that was still open? It was like
like on the Titanic.
Had like the
Wait,
clothes based on that time period. Sam's Club did that. There was like a
Photo company.
set up in Sam's Club for like a day. Oh, and we had to do the old time ones.
Yeah.
I thought that was
The
Target.
Titanic.
I've never actually
Sam's
done
Club.
one of those.
But not that they're not great.
Yeah,
We
I
did
think
do
so.
one at Target.
For grandma. Yeah, I remember. I remember from my mom. But
That wasn't.
okay. I don't remember the Titanic one. They're not great, Holly.
Yeah,
The only time they're
I
really
think
worth
so.
it is if you are a single male and you want to take a picture with your two cats with stars behind you, because those pictures are amazing.
That
But if you
sounds
just want to do one of your family, it's not that great. I saw this this is a long time ago. I saw a top 10 like awkward family photos to take.
Oh yeah.
This one family took a photo where like the dad was on the bottom and then the mom was lying on top of him, and then they had like the oldest kid, and they went from smaller and smaller. And like so they were lying on top of each other, and that sounds adorable, but they were all naked.
Ew.
So
That's adorable.
it's
I'm just
not adorable.
kidding.
I literally saw that and I was like, why would anyone do this? Because you know when the kids grow up, they're gonna be like, what's wrong with our parents? Why did they do this?
Yeah, that'll be pretty weird.
I also saw like in that top like 10 worst photos was like all the women. God, I can't remember what they were doing. I can't remember. I watched a lot of top 10 lists back in the day.
I think you still do.
I still do
Yeah.
actually. I get so bored. I need to stop doing stuff like that. But some things are pretty interesting to watch.
I agree.
It mainly when it comes to movies and stuff like that. That I want to learn even more about it.
Yeah, that's true. Like behind the scenes stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really cool seeing, or usually like or basically with Marvel at this point, whenever I do that, like a week later, I'm like, all right, someone must have made an Easter egg, so I'm gonna watch that now.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch the Easter eggs for Ready Player One, but it's half an hour long because it's over 300 Easter eggs. I'm like,
Oh, I
oh
bet.
my gosh, dude, that's a lot. Have you guys seen that movie yet?
No.
Which movie?
Ready Player One.
Yes, I have.
It was you really need to see it. I saw it. It was really funny though. I saw it. Well, will it spoil it if I talk about the movie that was there was a movie in it?
Spoiler alert ahead.
No, for Holly.
Oh, for Holly?
Screw the audience. No, I'm kidding.
They don't need to know.
There's a. So have you seen The Shining?
No.
Watch The Shining before you watch Ready Player One. That sounds completely weird, but
I'm
you're
planning on
gonna
watching
miss
it
a section.
on Halloween.
What
Oh,
the
okay.
The Shining?
Yeah.
I will watch
I
that
do
with
like a
you.
horror movie night.
Oh, you know what?
That'd be fun to do.
Because Holly
Yeah.
was asking me
Carve
like
pumpkins and then
you
do that.
you were asking me. I think when we were coming home from Austin's barbecue, you said, "What are we doing for Halloween?" I said, "Why are you asking? That's so far away." And you're like, "Well,
I
because
was
last."
stalking
And
Kenny that
you were
whole
like,
day.
"Well, because last year we didn't plan anything and we didn't do anything." I was like, "Oh yeah, because we all had individual plans at that point." We should do that though, because I'll watch The
Down.
Shining again. It's a really good movie. Just be careful when talking to Mike at work about it.
Oh, why?
Basically before I actually watched the movie, I heard about the movie and every detail from him.
Oh, of course.
Just tread lightly when you talk to him. Like literally, all you have to do if you just want to after you watch it say, "So I saw The Shining the other day," just see what his response is, because he'll go off on it. He
Oh,
loves
that's
it. That's why. Like he'll talk about like the rocket ships and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
I was talking to Jessica today about. No.
Oh yeah. and
I
so
am
that
watching you
whole-
from afar, and you thought that was my longest time. You asking questions.
Okay,
Still
it's because
happening, too.
something happened. We like at that time that Mike was messing with me in different ways, and I just thought this was another way he was messing with me.
It was something he did very easy. Seems like a very.
Because literally,
like,
I took a picture of it, and the next day I was like, "Mike, was this you?" He's like, "No, but that is something I would do." So I understand why you would assume that.
Yeah.
And you asked me about it. Like this is a couple days after I did, I kind of forgot about it. And, like you did this, and I just dropped down laughing because I forgot. Oh yeah,
I
that
like
was me.
the moment you dropped down laughing, I'm like, "You son of a, you did do it."
And I got other people blamed for it too.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny because after that, people started doing it to other people, like just randomly placing it in lockers, and
Yeah.
other people were freaked out and like,
So
what
you
the heck is
started
happening?
that is one thing.
I've
It
been
went on
watching
for
you
half
from
a
afar.
year
Yeah, I
after that.
did.
That is one thing. The people at where I used to work, because you guys still work there, but I don't. It was I guess
might
it's
not
safe
work
to
there,
say
but
at it was Albertsons at the time though. But
I would just say a grocery store.
there was a lot of good moments.
yeah, no, that's true. I owe a lot to that job, but it'll be nice when I can quit.
Our friendship.
Yep.
You know, to that job.
Actually, no, yeah, all you guys from that job.
Yeah, your friendship's not that important to me.
Yeah, I know. Me either. I'm just kidding.
It's so funny though. Like whenever like girls get insulted, like stuff like that, they'll take it personally, or they'll just like they don't know how to respond. But you just like play it back. Like if I say like.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
oh,
it's
you're not
good
that
'cause I know
smart.
it's
You're
a
like,
joke.
yeah, it's alright. I'm fine with that. Like,
You're like
Yeah.
the smartest person in the entire group.
I don't
because we'll
know.
be like, hey, so we were talking about blood the other day, and blood goes from in the veins, and you'll be like, actually, you'll just say a bunch of words that were like,
Oh yeah, what was that you guys were talking about the other day? think
I wasn't
it
giving a
was
specific
with
example, but-
water. Oh yeah, it was if you drink too much water, your brain
Oh,
expands.
oh yeah,
overnight.
because we were saying like you can't drink like too much water in one go, and we were like, oh yeah, because your organs expand, and that includes your brain and hurt your skull, and we're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then what did you say?
Well, I remember walking into your guys' conversation, and then I was like, wait, what are you guys talking about? And then I was like, oh no, that's because you'll die just before any of that happens because of the dilution of the water within the blood. It dilutes all the solutes and everything like that.
And once you said salute, like well, all that stuff, I was just like, Holly, just dumb it down. Your brain gets too big. Like that's it. Your brain gets too big and it crushes your skull open.
No, that's not what it is. It means that
So your
it
water
dilutes
does your blood drown in water? Basically?
No, so like you have sodium and potassium cations within your blood and everything like that. And those are what allow, your body and nerves to function. So you dilute it to the point where you're not going to be able to like reach that. I think it's depolarization. Yeah. Yeah, the depolarization of it. And then your nerves don't work and then you die. Happen.
cool.
Yeah.
Routing on dry.
We're kind of used to it
Yeah.
at this point with Holly explaining things, and we're just like, Holly's really smart. At the same time, we're really dumb. Like
I'm only smart in certain areas, like science.
I try to understand it.
It's really cool.
I
the
try for a
human
split
body.
second, and then she says one word I don't understand, and I'm like, I'm out. I won't get anything past this point.
No.
I forget who I was talking to. I feel like I always feel like I'm the dumbest. Something. No, I'm just at least educated because I'm not.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There's a difference between being dumb and not educated.
Yeah, you live with all engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
talk-
So it must be
like-
kind of hard to be like, I invented a new wind turbine today. It's like we've discovered how to do this more efficiently. You're like,
I play some block in
I
Minecraft.
fixed the slot machine, guys. Like,
Right.
I made the state happy with me.
Right.
but no, it's still good, and they're really nice people. Actually, like they're not. I mean, sometimes they flaunt. They don't make fun of it, but I mean, if you say something really dumb, sometimes they'll be like, "I can't deal with you right now." But for the most part, your friends are pretty good.
Yeah, it's because I say the stupidest stuff on purpose.
I'm so proud
A
of you
lot.
for censoring yourself. You don't have to. For
I
this
say
quiz.
stupid. Purposefully, I make them like go.
You bring them back down, basically. You remind them, it's like, hey guys, there are people not as intelligent as you. Let me remind you on a daily basis by annoying you.
Yeah. You won't know.
And then I come over and they're like, oh, Ethan, you don't need to remind us. Your brother's like a prime example.
No.
What did I do? I can't remember what happened. Yep.
Yesterday.
We had to kick down. We had to kick the deadbolt in our garage door in the back.
Why?
Because it's somehow locked.
Oh.
That's
Somehow,
awesome.
somehow locked it, and we don't have a key.
So are you gonna explain to the owners? It's like, look, this happened. Don't.
Yeah, the frame was crap. Like we were able to like check the you check the door, the whole frame moved with it.
Oh, wow.
Gosh. Dang.
And the only thing that broke was the frame around the deadbolt. Top lock.
No, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, we only kicked that. And so it's fine for the
Who
most
actually
part.
kicked it in?
Oh, you did.
Did he? Was it like first try, or did he have to do a couple kicks?
I don't know. I was playing Beat Saber.
But you wouldn't want to watch him kick down a door?
I didn't know they did hit on the door until
Oh.
I was like, oh hey, the garage was open. It open. We kicked it.
You're
That'll do it.
speaking of Beat Saber, you're insane.
Yeah.
The game is so much fun.
Like,
Watching
to be fair, I
Ethan
put, like,
play
50
Beat
hours.
Saber is-
Holly and I
doesn't look humanly
try.
possible.
Like
on
Holly will
someone.
do like hard, and she'll barely get through it. I'll be like, I'll do expert. Maybe half the time I'll get through it,
Yeah.
and then expert plus. I think I've done maybe 10 seconds.
And
I
Ethan's,
really
like,
want to do
dominating it.
the South Park Big Along Uncut song that you have, but I can't get through it. I do like the first 15 seconds, and then that's it. And you just do like you go on all the songs on expert plus or whatever the highest is, and you do it so easily.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out though, combined, you guys have put like maybe 3 hours into that game.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
about
put
right.
over.
Oh wow.
There's a total of 50 hours, and like back when other people playing, I'll go 40, which is probably higher for me actually if I think about it, like a couple hours higher. But
Yeah.
I think that
is a
that whole
fun game.
technology is fun. I think the first thing
It's
I played
amazing.
was
I like that Rick and Morty. Wait, was it?
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say. That was the first one
so
I played was
cool.
the Rick and Morty. That game is awesome.
Like,
I
it
really want to
makes
try.
You feel like you're in a different world. It's really cool.
Because I
The
remember
bomb-
when you were playing it, because it happened to me as well. I tried telling Holly, I'm like, hey, look what's weird. Like I was like, take one step forward when you're looking, and you did that. You stepped forward, and I said, now look down. I'm like, you're in the table, and you're like, oh yeah.
It was the weirdest feeling in
it's
the world because
so weird to be like-
physically that's not possible.
Like I was trying to reach something through the window, and I couldn't reach because I was trying to throw it out, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm leaning over the table. I took one step forward. I'm like, well, this feels weird, but now
Yeah.
I can grab this thing out the window. It just felt so
Just
weird that
imagine-
like in
yeah.
in my brain, I'm like, I can step through this table. And it's always weird if you play not Beat Saber, but any VR for like maybe 20 minutes or more. Once you take it off, you're like, oh, the real world.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a little bit darker. It's not as bright.
Yeah.
depending on the game. Not as bright.
The only games I played is Rick and Morty, Keep Talking and Everybody Lives, or what is it? And Nobody
Keep talking
Dies.
and nobody explodes.
Oh, okay, there we go. That one, God.
Which is for those who don't know,
That bomb one.
it is a bomb diffusion. This requires 2 people unless you just memorize the manual. So the person in the VR is turned to be the the person who's not in VR has you can either look you can put out PDF and have an actual manual, or you can just look at the PDF on the computer. They're telling you because you can't see what they see. They're telling you what they're seeing and you try to like walk them through the bomb diffuser bomb. And it gets like easy with like this type of wires, that this color, cut this one to Morse code to Simon Says.
It's so hard when you are I don't like being the guy that has to look things up. It's like, all right, I have a 5 and a 3. It's like, cut the yellow wire.
Yeah.
It's so easy just to be like, I have a 5 and a 3. Hurry up! Like,
It
Yeah.
also puts it on the bottom diffuser. Give the manual as much information as possible.
that's
Yeah.
true. There are some that I can't give you enough because I'm like, it's this and this. And you're like, I need more detail about it. I'm like, okay, so it sucks in both positions, but it's more fun when you're the one actually playing it. But I've played that, Rick and Morty. What was that Arrow game?
Hollow Point.
Oh yeah.
Hollow Point. That's fun, man. I was so close to. I was at round 8 and I didn't get hit once. And you were like, "Hey, Aaron, if you don't get hit for the next 2 rounds, you unlock an achievement." And I was like, "Why'd you say that?" Because now I'm gonna think about it. And then the very first shot, I didn't dodge it, and I got hit. And I was like, I
Yeah.
could have dodged that if I didn't think about that. I had to dodge it. I know you did that knowing it's like this is psychologically mess with him, and then he'll fail. It'll be awesome. Cooper's scratching the couch right now.
It's a kitty.
What's the Jacob was telling me of this game. I can't remember the name of it, but it's
Oh,
essentially co-op VR game. You're on like the bridge of the starship, and the captain who can see everything.
I've seen that.
Someone's in engineering,
That would be really cool.
someone's in like weapons, and someone else. Captain sees everything, try to like direct people to not die.
I've only
That
seen
would be so
I've
cool.
seen fails of that. It's really funny when like there was a group playing, and the captain didn't really know what he was doing, so everyone just kind of communicated. And the guy who's the captain's like, "What do you want me to do, guys?" It's like, "We got this. Just be the captain. Just sit."
Just it.
Just sit there and look pretty.
That's funny.
But no, that game looks interesting. There's some games I wouldn't want to play in VR though. Like I wouldn't want to play games that were originally like a first person or third person, and then play it like if they were imported. I want to play games that were just designed for
Yeah, true.
Pity 2 is fun in VR.
See again, that
Version.
doesn't sound good.
Mainly because you can like if you're working on something to get this to not die, you could also hold a gun one-handed and kind of like do one thing one hand, turn around the other. Can't do that in the normal version. But the problem, at least with me, Jacob didn't have a problem with it, is I usually don't have a problem with getting nauseous. VR. 82 made me really nauseous. Like I had to take it off and then drink water for like 30 minutes because I felt like I was gonna fall. Oh, you broke it. Wait back to the thing, please.
I'll fix it. I'll fix
And by
it.
he means me.
It's true. They should try not to disrupt it though. I actually appreciate that.
Thank you.
No, that
Just
broke.
crawling
That
underneath.
broke because like Skylar tried opening it. The cabinet doors to it's like a dresser just like fell off because Skylar tried opening it and just kind of yanked it.
I love
Children.
We were talking. We talk about that a lot, or at least, I've talked about it with Austin and Holly, but like how like we don't really we don't hate kids, but we don't really ever see ourselves like having a kid.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's hard to explain because people with kids.
Well, it's a
Get
thing with
old.
millennials apparently. Millennials just don't want kids. They'd rather be like, hey, I want to have a job and then actually be successful at that job and then have money and time with that job.
I think for like to have kids is just
There's no money in that too.
you can't afford
They don't
Yeah,
want
that's true.
kids.
That's true.
because they can barely keep themselves food. They can't add another.
Especially a kid, Mal, because they eat a lot more.
Yeah, they do.
Dang kids. No, I'm just kidding.
You and I used to eat a lot when we were growing up. I think boys eat more than girls.
Well,
That's
in
sexist. I'm
general.
sorry.
In general.
I remember mom always had to hide the the snacks. Are you okay?
Every time you start off on some story about how they had to hide something, I always think of you eating that entire box of chocolate.
Oh,
and then
from
you
the
had to buy the whole thing.
and they're like, well,
Oh,
it
that's
was just
so
in my
funny.
room. It was so delicious.
You need to tell that story.
Sees
You
so
need to tell it yet. Tell that
it
story.
was like about the red food. You ever heard like See's chocolate or any like fundraiser chocolate. Was I had to like sell it to make. Selling it. Because me as a child was just I couldn't control. I ended up eating the entire box, and this is like $40 box, 8 bars. It was like the most delicious chocolate I had in my entire life. But it was just like
Mother and father were pissed.
Yeah.
That's an understatement, but they were like, your job is to sell these. This is like a first responsibility you have, and you ate it all.
I can just imagine
It
little
was
Ethan
delicious.
eating a bunch of chocolate in his bed.
It was
or
in my
something.
room.
The reason, yeah, all the wrappers are still in his room everywhere.
That's
So
how they
I
figured
I slowly saw it happen. But I didn't care to say anything. Because what am I gonna say?
Then his
Uneat
parents
it?
had to dish out the money.
Yeah.
Didn't you raise like so much money compared to everyone else?
Yeah, I did.
But it was because he ate it all. So literally, it's like
Well, I didn't eat all the chocolate.
you sold like a couple.
I ate like in a box, but I sold like 10 out of the boxes.
That's funny.
No, I just
always
remember
think
there was a
about
lot
you.
of times like throughout a good portion of elementary school, I would have a literal box, so 10 waffles every morning.
Oh, wow.
I had a pattern
I
down.
remember
I had
that.
a pattern down of if I make this right now, and then I put the butter on like this and the syrup and cut it like this and start eating it. By the time I finish, the other set will be done, and then I can just do that. And before I know it, I'll have an entire
Gosh,
10
this
and
is-
2 cups of milk. But there was also times where we would go out to a restaurant with the family, and I would usually just get a burger with a bunch of fries and a drink. So it's just a bunch of carbs and everything. And then half an hour later, I'd get home and I would be going to the fridge immediately, and father would be like, "You just ate." And I'm like, "No, I ate half an hour ago." He would be so upset.
That's funny.
I was thinking back as a kid. I really liked this.
Yeah. And you would eat them all throughout,
Yeah,
like
I
when
would
you
eat an
got
entire box. Like, you should hide them when I had them. I took the entire box in the garage. Real quick. It was me too. There's no lie I could ever come up with. I could think was anyone else.
Like, you don't understand.
always
I was
me.
under hostage, and they said I had to eat all of them, or they would hurt the family. I did this for you.
I did this for you.
But I was also thinking, like, with mom hiding food. Oh, I hid food from you. We stopped eating. We lived the other place.
At the the other house.
Where we had the 2 freezers in the garage.
And with your refrigerator.
And there was the ice cream popsicle, some kind
I've
of
stolen
popsicle
so
ball.
much food from you. I don't know which particular story
No,
you're talking about.
This is like the ice cream cone thing. Giant pack of like ice cream cone, chocolate,
Oh,
nuts on top.
they're
Oh,
really
yeah,
like from like
decorated.
the
yeah.
packing of like Sam's Club.
Yeah,
all that.
I remember that one.
And how I decided like I want to have this, but last one. Not because the last one was I have to lie to him, so I hid it like behind a bunch of underneath the frozen vegetables
Oh, that's how it is.
in the chest freezer.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's like, sorry, man, it's all gone. And then like the next day, last morning, it's like, where'd you get that? Oh, I hid this from you.
I do that to hide food from my dad, or like desserts. I'll hide it inside the vegetable bags or something like that. It works great.
I have to hide candy from my mom now. The whole like,
Oh,
situation reversed. So back when my computer was in my when I lived I had like the big bag of like Halloween candy, like Child's Play, all the Tootsie Rolls.
Oh yeah.
Like the best one.
Huh.
I bought an entire bag because like I'm an adult. I'm gonna buy a whole bag of candy. Just came in and was like, hey, can I have a piece? I'm like, yeah, you can have a couple. Turn around, do something on my computer. And I'm bound because I'm like, oh, a piece of candy. Half the bag is just on my bed. Like all the wrappers just like, all over the place. Like, ate half the bag in 5 minutes.
She did the
That's
same
funny.
thing with one time we went to the movies. We got a giant thing of Twizzlers,
I remember that.
and we had maybe almost a quarter of it, and we put it on the table when we got home in the kitchen. She's like, "Oh, can I have some?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." And I remember when I woke up because I didn't have a good diet back then, or it was even worse than what it is now. And I was like, "I'm gonna have some Twizzlers for breakfast," and she ate the rest of it. by herself, and I was like, "Did you eat the rest of them?" She's like, "Well, you said I could have some." I said, "Some, not the whole freaking bag." She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It's funny.
Now, to be fair,
Don't bring up the sandwich. I know you're gonna bring it
you
up.
are your mother's son. Because when I bought home like one of those nice subs you get at a grocery store, like I ate like it was in thirds. I ate a third. They were like, "Hey, can I have a piece?" And I'm like, yeah, you can have a piece. This is Xbox was also in my and I went to bed. I was like, "Mom, I'm going. You know what? I decided like, you know what? I'm gonna have a sandwich for
Keep talking, then you're good.
and I'm gonna have that sandwich for breakfast because it sounded really good. I'm trying to find it. I look in the fridge. Go to the cable. I go to hey, Aaron. Where's the rest of my sandwich?
And I kind of had to like stand there awkward and be like, "I ate it all." But here's the thing: I
ate
did
most of
try.
that sandwich.
No, I tried. I remember you ate one corner of it, one end piece of it, and I ate all of it, but the other end piece. And I wrapped it up in foil, and then I went to bed because I went to bed at like 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and I was like, "I bet he won't care. I'm gonna have it for breakfast."
I bet he won't
care. But yeah, it was really good, but you still won't let it down.
I still want. He even bought me my own sandwich. I won't let it down because I was so angry because like I just want this. It was the good one, the Italian one.
Oh
Italian
yeah, those
sub.
ones are really good.
Oh yeah, this one was in fourths. I ate a fourth. Ate the other 3/4 of the
Oh
sandwich
gosh.
in one night.
In one night, yeah, that's
One
pretty
night.
bad. That's funny.
You can have a piece of sandwich. I guess 3/4 of it is a piece.
Yeah,
He needed the entire
Have the rest
sandwich.
of the
I had a
sandwich.
piece. He had the rest of the piece.
That's funny. My sister did that one time with I think they're like Bito Honey or whatever those candies are.
Oh
And they're super good, and I really liked them. But my sister would not eat them because she only liked like chocolate candy, and those aren't really chocolatey. And I was like, oh, just try one. It like took a week to convince her to just try a Bito Honey. And then finally she had tried one, and then the next day I went to go get one out of my bag, and all of them were gone. And I was like, Jessica, what happened to the Bito Honeys? And she had eaten all of them. But yeah, siblings. Yeah, they are really good.
But like like Karen responded with like, "Don't bring up the sandwich." Bring up the sandwich.
Yeah.
I will not let him live it down.
Because you don't let that down, or the candy.
The
whole candy
gobstopper.
can see it. Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna be like 85 years old. You're gonna be like, my sandwich would have been delicious if I had a piece.
Yeah.
I had more than just a.
If you go before me, I will bring you a whole sandwich except for one slice, the one that you had.
You let you bury me in it.
I'll bury you with the
There you
sandwich. I'll
go.
be like,
You'll
now you have the
eternally-
full set after you pass.
Like rot with you.
Like like people like throw flowers into the grave. You'll throw a
Yeah, throw a sandwich. Italian sandwich.
Not even wrapped, just like
Everyone's
throw
gonna-
pieces in there.
No, you gotta throw 3/4 of a
I
sandwich.
will. Barry's gonna look at me like, what is he doing? I'm like, trust me, this is a brotherly thing. No, you're just littering.
Yeah. No.
Well, if you had to choose one thing to be buried with, what would it be? And it can't be pets.
My loved one.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
I can't be alive. That's what I was gonna say. There we go. It can't be alive. What would you want to be buried with? Although, of course, it's hard to say what you'll be like if you're like whatever the age that you pass away in. But if you could choose right now, one thing to come with you when you die, what would you want it to be in your grave?
A bottle of Fireball.
Oh my
that,
gosh.
That actually makes sense for you because you really like Fireball.
I just like cinnamon anything.
You're too much of a fan of cinnamon. Why you like being called cinnamon at this point? Which is really funny because I was like, okay, that's fine. He likes being called cinnamon, and then someone's like, you realize that's a exotic dancer's name, right? And I was
Oh,
like,
gosh.
it is. That's weird. That is weird. I don't see that when I call it to
One
you.
of my friends
Yeah.
online goes, I refuse to call a grown man
Yeah.
That sucks. Sucks for you. You can come in when you want.
I probably would just want to be buried with a copy of Halo Reach and maybe the book, The Fall of Reach. It's not exotic. Oh yeah, tell us about that, Aaron.
No, it wasn't supposed to be like, yeah. It's more like.
Well, you probably should have said,
Anyway.
oh yeah, instead of,
Well, I was trying to not choke in the microphone.
Came up another way.
What would you want to be buried with, Holly?
I don't know. I don't really.
All the
I'm
tools
not,
to get away with all the
that
murders.
Attached to things. Wait, all the what?
On the murder victim.
All the murder tools, so that way you officially get away with it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And all their teeth, so no one can identify them.
That's so
Wow.
See, that's the type of,
That took
that's
a
how
turn.
you take it. That's awesome.
That took a huge
Let's see.
left.
That did. No. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't really care to like.
All the
much about
birds
physical
you
things.
killed.
How about
I've
a
never
cop? How
killed
about
one.
all the cop a full set of the Harry Potter books?
No, I do not care about them enough to be with them eternally.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I care about anything physical.
I also
to
won't
be
ever be
with
buried.
eternally.
I really believe. I think graves are a waste of time and space. Like, I think if it's for certain people, I understand. But I
Like
think for the-
historical figures.
yeah, but for the most part, I think people should just do either the because
I don't know,
Holly and
that'd be cool if there was a tree.
Holly and I were
Yeah,
looking up
historical.
like how expensive it is for graves, and then we were looking up for that tree
Yeah.
business, and it's like,
You can plant yourself.
well, you won't actually be planting
Well, yeah,
yourself.
you won't
You'll
be.
be
Yeah,
planted.
With
right,
that
right,
attitude, you won't be.
Okay, I
Rise
could
from
plant
the dead
myself,
and
but the thing
plant.
is, I'll be planted alive, and I won't enjoy that. But no, you can either do the tree where like you get cremated, or kind of broken down, and then they use the nutrients of you to grow the tree, which is cool. Or they cremate you, they mix you with some type of certain cement that like takes a long time to decay, and then they hollow you out, and they put in the ocean, and so that like coral can grow on you and in you, and they can grow in a safe environment without getting eaten or destroyed or anything like that. But I saw some videos of that. They actually have to work with the local authorities and actually make sure that they're putting you in places that won't be disturbed or anything. You know what I mean by that?
Right.
But it's pretty cool.
You don't want my dead body to be eaten by a shark trying to grow this coral reef.
Well, no, you'll be like mixed with cement and ashes.
Oh.
But I think everyone should do that, because if you either do that as a tree or as put in the ocean, you're helping the planet further by like giving more source for oxygen and stuff like that. I think that's much better than like, let's bury this dead body for 10 years and then dig it out.
I'd probably want to do more of like an ocean-related one, just because there's only, I think it was like 10 different species of trees that actually make a difference with the uptake of carbon dioxide. And
I would do the water one, because the one in the ocean,
I
because
think
that's
it'd make more
where
of an impact.
that's where most of the apparently that's where most of our oxygen comes from, is the coral in the ocean.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
And I like the trees. Obviously, every little bit helps, but I mean, I that blew my mind when I found out it's like over 80% or something. I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
I was like, I think everyone's under the same assumption where they just think trees are our only source of oxygen, or our main source of oxygen, but they still clean a lot of the pollution.
Oh yeah, they make a huge difference.
But obviously, I think there are some trees that do it faster and better than others. I looked up like certain plants to have like that in your room or your household, or even at work. That's how I found it, because some guy had like for X amount of coworkers, he needed X amount of plants at
Oh
work.
yeah, aren't like ferns really good
Mm-hmm.
for detox?
And there are some, yeah, like there are some that like he found a good balance of like some are good at cleaning the air, some are good at like cleaning out certain toxins in the air, that cause like cancer and stuff like that. And then there's this other type that it does the same thing. It cleans the air, but it's really active at night. So
that's
like
cool.
so it's I think that's really cool. I was trying to find some. That's why I have two aloe vera plants and some other plant that I have no idea what it's called anymore in my room. But yeah, the studies were showing like for that office that tried it, they said they noticed like mood swings were down by like 22%. People who had allergies and everything like that improved by like 31 or 33%. So it was just and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, the more plants around you, it's also good like emotionally, because you're seeing more wildlife and everything. It's
Yeah.
better to cover a blank wall with plants to help you, rather than just be like, oh look, a gray wall
Yeah.
represents the prison that I'm in. Like,
Right.
but I don't know. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the mics they got right now. I also am glad that I don't understand why the pink ones were $3 cheaper.
Pink.
Because No one wanted to buy pink, but everyone wanted to buy
The
black.
moment I saw pink, I
So
was
they
like,
had an overstock in pink.
the moment I saw they had pink or black, I'm like, I'm getting pink. Oh, it happens to be cheaper. Now I'm really getting it. But I was
Most people don't go that route. They go, well,
Pink is.
I don't know. It's because
it's not a pink. It's more like a light purple.
Yeah,
Which I guess is
definitely looked
pink.
but they go. A lot of it's supply and demand. The demand was higher for the black ones and not the pink ones.
So they
So
prompted people
They
to.
had a lot of probably a lot of in stock of the pink. Like we need to get rid of most of all of this. We can make it cheaper, make it more appealing.
Yeah.
It's the same microphone, just different color.
I know. That's why I got it. And also, I was like, even if it could be like the girliest pink ever. I'm like,
It's
gonna.
cheaper.
It's just gonna be me seeing it, so I really don't care.
Beauty printer Chris got. There's a bunch of them. Like the yellow one that we have was like $50 cheaper. No one wanted to buy the yellow one because it's kind of an ugly yellow. But
I remember
it's
but
the same.
Who cares what it
It's-
looks like? The whole point is what it's making.
Yeah.
Right. But people cared, and so they had a bunch of yellow. Like, well, we'll make it $50 cheaper. It's like, cool. Well, I don't know what's 50. Some
I remember it was like yeah, it was,
done
it was
deal.
a big drop where that's when he's like, I'm definitely gonna get it now.
same.
Yeah.
It's the same printer as all the other ones, just a different color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to look out for stuff like that. But yeah, I think going back to like the podcast evolving, it'll be fun to see how this works out.
Yeah, I think so.
No interruptions or anything. I don't know if I'm gonna edit them out.
Oh yeah. I mean,
It's up to
honestly,
you.
this is our first.
Because it might. That's why it might
this is
be.
the
It
first
might be
one.
fun to look back
I think it
on
would
it.
be.
Yeah.
I will add the 10-second podcast that we tried where Holly either was like either was trying to talk and Holly's like, no, it's not on because it says record. It's like, no, it says stop recording, Holly, and then we stopped it. I'll probably put the at the end of this. That will be our official first one.
Yeah.
I did that with the Let's Play video. Where I took something from the beginning that wasn't in the video at all, but I put it at the end of it, like at the end card.
Oh
It
yeah.
was Jacob was like what? Welcome, we're playing, and it's like it's the PlayStation logo. It's the game was loading up. It's like we're playing PlayStation. It's like my suggestion. And then he was like, "All right, hold on, I'm gonna do the right one." I like held on to like his desk. He was like, "I'm not like emotionally, and like physically." I went, oh, my bad. And then he went, my rock, Ethan. And I went, I'm gonna sing you to the bottom of the ocean. that has to go in somehow. It has to fit in.
Yeah.
It has been fun to edit recently, and like I that's the thing of why I started doing this. When I started recording my gameplay, I was like, what else can I do with this? And I was like, oh, a podcast might be fun. So there's so many different options. Like
Yeah.
I haven't been doing that many gameplays where I'm talking, so I'm trying. But yeah, it's kind of fun, but it kind of sucks how anything you want to do with technology is expensive. Like I wanted to do vlogging, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh crap, you need a lot of money. You need a good amount of money if you want to do it right.
To do it right with like really good quality. Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to do like blurred out stuff because I'm like, it's 2018. It shouldn't be blurred out, or you know what I mean. Like that, it should be pretty crystal clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you think like a lot of like when you film like videos with like cinematic quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of the cheaper cameras is like $10,000
Oh gosh.
for red.
I'm thinking more like if money wasn't an issue for me, I would probably spend. I wouldn't mind dropping $800 on a camera, just on the camera, and then I'd probably drop a couple hundred on like a mic and then a lens and like a stand. But I mean, I don't see why I would need a $10,000
Yeah.
camera.
It shoots
That's like how we.
it captures more.
Here's the issue. When I hold that in my hand, I'd be like, please, don't break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, hey guys, look at my camera. That's really cool. Oh, like, all right. Well, I know you can't replace it because that's how much you make in a year.
How
But
was
I'm
your
mad
life
at you.
savings? You're destitute. I'll give you some rope.
It's also
Yeah.
not really fair that some people do that, where like they'll break a camera like that, and it's like they're like, oh, I'm so silly, guys. I'm so clumsy. Let me go to my other camera. I'm like, you just broke what takes me months to earn, and you did it as a joke, and you have a replacement for it. That's kind of hurts. But yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I think we should further the podcast. I think that would be.
It'd be fun to try to get a fourth person. But I'm actually really surprised. I thought 3 people was not going to be enough at all.
I mean, you've been with all our conversations. The only reason we tried to do a podcast is all our conversations are going to go home. We end up talking for like an hour and a half in front of the door.
That's true. That's true.
It's just natural. It's like, well, let's just record it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it happened. I was like, guys, we talk a lot about random stuff. It might be fun just to like
Record
it just for. That's the main thing whenever I do stuff like this, or when I'm like recording games. It's mainly meant for me, and if people happen to watch it and enjoy it, that's fine. But I think I'm not gonna be like, I have to do this because I'm getting good views and good money. That sucks.
I just think it's gonna be cool. Like years from now, we'll probably be like, oh yeah, let's watch that one like video we made, like the very first podcast.
Yeah.
Like on a road trip, we play the audio. It's like, let's listen to us talk.
Oh my gosh, a road trip audio. That'd be great.
Really weird mindset.
Yeah.
We listened to us talk like 20 years ago.
How often would you guys be willing to do this? If let's say I wouldn't want to do every week because there's no way.
We run out.
I do Let's Plays.
No, we would always have stuff to talk about, but there's no way that we could make it work with our schedules. But I mean, I would want to personally try once a month, and it's August
what I
right
was
now.
thinking.
It's the end
We
of
should do once
August
a
right
month.
now, so I wouldn't mind trying to do
Let's do it.
minimum once a month, and if certain things happen.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, that's my goal.
That would be good. Yeah.
I'd be done for that. I just would rather not do it on Wednesday. If all possible.
No, I don't care.
Because
I don't give a crap.
Before I came here, I was recording.
Oh.
And before I was recording, I was at work.
So you've been talking.
I've been
all
talking
day.
since 6 a.m. today. My voice hurts a little bit.
I had the interview, and then just cause.
Oh yeah. How did like you're like, oh,
I know it's gonna be funny. But it's gonna be so funny. Like 20 minutes ago, we're like, we should wrap it up. So, anyways, this is what our group does.
happens.
We would literally like be talking somewhere. We're like, we should probably start going home. And then a topic comes up, and we're like, oh, cool. We made it maybe 5 feet.
Yeah, that's how that usually.
It would be 1 o'clock, and then by the time it was 2 a.m., it's like cool. We're
like,
outside the
alright,
house.
Yeah.
And then it would be like 2:30. It's like cool.
We're by the car.
in the we're by the car. And then like someone would get in the car, roll down the window, and then we talk for more. And then it's like, all right, it's 3:30 a.m. Now I really need to go to bed. Good night, guys.
Yeah, that's.
But no, how was your interview?
Yeah, it went really good. So I applied for a macroinvertebrate. It's like a macroinvertebrate sorter position, so it's nothing too crazy. But it's with GEI Consultant, which is an engineering and environmental company, which I think is really cool. But yeah, it went great. They didn't ask as many questions as I thought they would, but they got a feel for my experience and everything like that, and they went and showed me the lab, and it looked really cool, and the people seemed really nice. And I asked them, so how do you like working for GEI? And they said they really liked it. It's a employee-oriented company, and they go out like every I think month for happy hour, and then they do like birthday events and.
So you're gonna get drunk a
stuff
lot,
like
is what you're
that.
saying.
Yeah, no, I don't drink that much. But
just wait till happy hour.
yeah, no, but so yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, they said they'll let me know soon if I get it or not. But yeah, if I get it, then I'll probably actually go down to Safeway. It's only 1 day a week, because I'll be doing 8-hour shifts there, and those are gonna be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I need 1 day to at least do homework, because I'm in school from 9 a.m. to 5:15 on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And you're doing really good to making sure that as you're earning your degree, you're getting jobs that afford that degree.
Yeah.
Because so many people will just focus on getting the degree, and then they're like, oh, I have no idea how to get a job in this degree.
Yeah.
And they can't really ask their teachers anymore because they've graduated, or like, you're doing really good to make sure like once you have the degree, it's like, I'm gonna actually use it. It's really sad how like, especially in America, people get all these fancy degrees, and it's like, all right, I have this awesome degree. I'm really smart. So you want extra bacon on your double mac, or like? So it's really sad, but
yeah, no,
you're doing a really good job.
Well, that's why I was so picky with that internship, because I mean, I was looking, and there was nothing like related to what I was wanting to do in the future. But then I saw that come up, and had only been posted for like a day. I was like, oh, I better hurry and apply, and so I did. And
how many? Do you know how many other were you waiting in line? Were there other people waiting in line for an interview, or?
It was I honestly don't know. She said that they've got to look through the candidates and she'll let me know soon. So I don't know.
Well, like the fact that they showed you
Yeah.
in your favor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if they didn't like me, they would have been like, "Oh, thanks for the interview."
What if they
But
were
we'll
like
see.
pretending, like psyching you out and making them think there's a
Yeah,
bunch of people
right.
like, all right, we gotta look at all the other candidates though, like close the door. All right, bye, nice to meet you.
We're not.
She was the only one that showed up, so I guess we, I guess we have to.
That would, I
That'd be
mean,
pretty
GIA
funny,
is
though.
a pretty good engineering company, though, so I think.
It would be
I don't wanna
good
get my
experience
hopes
for you to
up.
get to work there.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, just the position itself, because I've had experience sorting them and identifying them, so I mean it would be 8 hours of like looking at ephemeropteras and
So wait,
Lepidoptera.
would it be an internship or would it be a job?
So technically it'd be an internship because
So you wouldn't get
it's
paid?
temporary. No, I get paid. It's not great pay. It's 11 an hour, but I get paid.
Okay,
And I get academic credit.
and that's always good. I always thought whenever I hear the word internship, I always hear like free labor.
No,
like,
that's volunteer.
oh, okay.
Yeah. But it would be cool. And it's only like 10 minutes away from my sister's house, so
Oh,
I
that's
actually go see her.
perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see. And I emailed them back already, letting them know, "Hey, thanks for the interview. Really enjoyed talking."
You're supposed to wait 3 days later. Now you seem too
Oh, I
picky.
know. I'm too
How are you gonna get
too
in-
available.
yeah.
No, but it was great. It was good. That was my that was my third official interview.
For a job and stuff, I've only
Yeah,
ever
'cause I'm
done
20
one, and it was for my
almost
second
24.
job, and that was weird. I told my boss that, or my future boss, I was like,
yeah.
she's like, tell me something about yourself, and I paused, and I was like, so my very first job, they hired me right on the spot because my brother worked for them, so
said that?
I didn't do an interview. I was nervous.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
she went, oh, so this is your first interview? And I was like, yeah. So I don't really know what to do because I'm 25 and I didn't prepare.
Wait, why didn't you prepare?
She's well, I didn't say that, but I said I'm 25. This is
Oh.
my first interview, so I'm still, kind of seeing what to say. She's like, oh, okay, just tell me a little bit about yourself and then about your career history. I answered all of her questions really well, like, and I even told her some things that she was impressed with. But the only thing that I couldn't answer was she was like, tell me a time you had a project in mind that you didn't have to do, but that you accomplished.
Oh.
I could not think of anything.
You're like, I don't go above and beyond.
That was in my head. I was like, I don't really go above myself.
It's funny.
But one thing I told her was when I told her that you worked there, Ethan,
Yeah.
and I was looking for another job, she was filling some information out. And she's like, "How does your brother feel about you interviewing here?" And I leaned into her. I was like, "He doesn't know." She was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And I said, "Well, I don't." She said, I told her, so many people there always say, "I'm looking for another job. I'm looking for another job," and then like 8 months later, they're still there.
Yeah.
So I said, it's always best to do stuff without telling people, so that way you will understand, do you actually want this? So and then I told her that. I said, I haven't told anyone I'm looking for another job because I didn't want to tell them, and then I feel like I have to. I'm here right now because I want to not only have another job, but I've decided I want to work here because I think it'd be good for me.
Yeah.
So and it was true. So I really let her know that, and that's when I think she was like finally.
Oh,
She seemed pretty the entire time, but it was just really fun in the beginning. I'm like, I've never done this before. It wasn't like embarrassed, just more like, I'm gonna come clean. I'm not entirely sure what to do. So she was like, oh, okay.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's insane. I've only done one interview. But yeah, the fact that your third went good was it sounded like it went really well. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I get nervous, I stumble over words a little bit, but that only happened once. So.
Did you have to interview? What was your interview like for the store you work at now, for the grocery store?
Oh, what was that interview like? That was with two people.
Was that with Scott?
Dan and Scott. No, it was with Dan and Scott. And I just remember giggling a lot during that interview. I don't know how.
Probably why they hired you.
It's because I was so nervous. And so,
they were like, so what would
Dan
you
would
what,
ask me a question. He would be like, I don't even know. He'd be like, so, why do you want this? And I'd be like, I don't even remember what I said.
That's such a dumb question to ask a 16-year-old. Like, why do you want to work here? Because I'm
money.
16 and I want money. What else? What other answer do you want?
Well, to be fair, I didn't realize it when I took the job, but I really did grow a lot just within customer service and kind of like being comfortable in my own skin, just with talking with people. because I was really shy at first. But
That's
that job,
why
honestly,
I got the job I have now as a cashier, because I'm like, it might help me learn to talk to people more. There's still
helped me.
there's still some people I'm like, I don't know what you want to say, dude. You're done being checked out. You can leave now. I don't say that, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't say. But there's some people it does come naturally. So
Yeah, and I used to be just super shy, and I'm still shy. But
I
can,
remember
like,
seeing you like, because we've gone a lot from that place. Like I remember you
Yeah.
being like, we were all kind of shy towards each other as courtesy clerks, and then one conversation I remember having with you was when like you said like you accidentally swore at a customer.
Me? I never.
I think you swore at a customer. Or no, oh no, you put carts away and you told me a story. I think
It was when I accidentally hit him.
yeah,
the
that's right. You
cart?
hit them with the cart. That's right, and we
Yeah.
were laughing about that. But then I remember you went to customer service, and you just kind of kept moving on from there. And then Ethan got like cashier and everything like that. And then I went to the back, and then I barely saw you guys.
Well, I went to GM way before you went to the back.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. I totally forgot about that. But we still saw you because GM worked up front for a good portion of the stuff, like whenever the seasonal stuff changed.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And that was
that's
an all day thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember there was some days it kind of got that when I went back to the dairy. I never saw you guys. I'd be like, I clocked in 8 hours
That's
later. I came
right.
back out. I'm like, oh,
I'd
you guys
see
are
you
still
in the
here.
back room every now and again.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
kind of learned that like we could talk and everything because we pulled some pranks on each other.
Yeah.
That was that one prank we kept trying to scare each other, and you finally got. Oh no, I scared you easily, but you were trying to scare me, right?
Yeah.
And then she got Mike. She got inside a giant box, and Mike went to me on the sales floor and said, "Aaron, I need you to go put that giant box that's by the baler in the baler and crush it." I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, why can't he do it? He's strong enough. Why can't he do it? And God, it was really good though.
Yeah.
When you jumped and got me, you really scared me. But
I
the
was wanting to
entire
have like
day,
a blowhorn too, but I couldn't get one.
the entire day, everyone came up to me and was like, "So Holly got you, huh?" I'm like,
Well, yeah, because
Yeah, she
when
scared
I was
me.
about to do it, well, because we didn't want anyone to actually bail the box. Well, of course I would get out of
"Oh
it.
yeah, that would
But
suck."
anyone who came near were like, no. But
Did you say
yeah.
don't do this because and that was
Well,
it, or did you say
someone was
did you
coming
say
in.
Holly's gonna scare Aaron?
it was more Mike because he was really excited about it. He's like, because we had set up a time, and I remember he had told like Tarquin and everyone, and I was just like, oh, okay. But yeah, I kind of wanted to record it just for myself, but I didn't set that up either. I could have done.
Knowing
I could have
you,
done
because you have a
things.
bad history when your phone's out by the baler, because you
Yeah, I've crushed my
you've
phone
crushed
by the
your
baler.
phone. And I don't
It
understand.
still worked too for like several. I got rid of it just because I was tired of getting glass in my hand, but it still worked.
Every time I text and sent to someone, more shattered glass got in my
Yeah.
finger. I don't know why
This is
this
kind of annoying. No, it worked.
Screen to vent from my blood from
the
Yeah.
I thought it was my new background.
I
No,
pulled a lot of
we've had a
pranks.
lot of good funny moments there.
I remember I bought like poop soap. Like it looks just like poop. And
Oh,
I put it in the
like
back
soap,
room.
yeah.
That was funny.
I remember
Donna was creeped out by that.
there was some interesting customer moments we had. There was one,
Oh.
the one that I can remember where I was mad and I didn't care. Drew was worse though. There were times like there was this one customer who she's a regular and she was very annoying, and she took like 5 steps away, and Drew turned to me and said, "I want to punch her in the face." And I'm
Oh,
like, "She's
gosh.
right there." He's like, "I don't care," but it was the night before Thanksgiving, so everyone's buying this stuff, and we closed at 10, and it was 9:50. No, it was 9:55, and this woman came in. She's like, "Do you have any more, I don't know, like canned stuffing or something like that?" It was some canned item, right? And I said, if we have any more, it's gonna be down that aisle, but I think we're out. And we were, surprisingly. She was like, "This is unacceptable." And I was like, "I don't know what to tell you, ma'am." And then I clocked out, and I went to the cashier. I forgot who it was, and I was like, "It's 10 p.m. the night of Thanksgiving, and she's surprised we're out of Thanksgiving stuff." And then someone's like, "She's in the next aisle, she can hear you." I'm like, "I don't care, I'm off work." I'm no longer an employee right now. But man,
How are you surprised?
Yeah.
it's always fun when people do that. It's always like, for me, whenever it's November, it's like, start getting Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah.
Don't be those people who
Yeah.
are like, "Isn't Thanksgiving tomorrow? We should get some stuff." Oh, they're out?
Yeah.
Or the
I should
day,
yell at an employee
or
'cause
the
they're
day
out.
of, people
Yeah.
are getting turkey, and all the meat people have to be like, you can't cook that, right?
Yeah,
Like, you
'cause
you
they're
won't be having
frozen.
that tonight. You'll be having it probably the middle of tomorrow, but you're not having it tonight. And they're like, "Well, this is outrageous."
It's
I
like,
don't understand adults when they're shopping. I'm like, have you ever shopped before? Like, do you know how Thanksgiving works? Or like, whenever they're buying something like a simple item, it's like, have you ever had food before?
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of it's the older generation that gets things more mad about it. It's like, oh, it's like, well, it's because I shopped the day before, so I
more of
procrastinated.
the elderly people? Because
Yeah.
I would say it's people in their 40s and 50s that don't know what the frick they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the next generation up.
I
But
know, but the young generations don't know where to look. Like, I get all the time some, like...
Do you know what the syrup is? Okay, you're in the soap aisle, dude.
Yeah, no,
You're
seriously.
nowhere near
Like,
it.
someone will be, like, looking at the lotions, like, really intensely, and then I'll be like, can I help you find something? And they're like, where's the toothpaste? And I'm like, it's gonna be with all the toothpaste. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell them the aisle, and they'll be like, well,
This is
where
one thing
that?
that always pisses me off. I never understand this. People will be looking around, and they're like, excuse me, I'm trying to find this item. I'm like, oh yeah, it's in aisle 3. And they're like, oh, thanks. Every time I tell them where it is, they walk the opposite direction.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
like, you're gonna forget where it is. You're gonna ask me again, and you're gonna walk. It's happened so many times.
Yeah. Oh,
It
aisle
was,
3? Okay, let me go to aisle 7.
It's like,
Which
it's
is
like, oh, it's
the
in aisle
opposite
3.
direction.
Let me go to 13 first. Let me get this other item. It's
Yeah.
like, how about I go to 3 because you're right here.
Yeah.
this is before we had the new aisle markers. The old ones that were middle of the aisle didn't look that great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They, they tell you what things were. Well, anyway, you know what I mean? I couldn't find the oil for the longest time. You have no sign saying what oil is. I'm on Express, look up, and I'm like, I can see oils on aisle 3. It's
Yeah.
right there. Oils.
Oh, so I did. What was her name? She was so sarcastic that one time. Someone was like, "Where's your syrup?" And she literally went like, "Yeah, it's in 4." Like she literally was just being like, "If I look up for 1 second, it's right there." Like it's so funny.
I do
There
that
was-
all the time, though, on accent. Just because sometimes, now with how they have it changed, I still don't have some of the stuff memorized.
Some customers get upset though. Like you're making me look like I'm stupid. It's like, no. In your head, you are. You really are though.
The information's right in front of you. Signs everywhere that say or
To be fair,
there's
though,
some logic to it.
yeah.
if you've
Think.
never been to a store, I understand. But there are sometimes people are so upset that they're not looking. Like I've literally had people ask me like, "Where's your bread?" I'm like, "Do you see where we are right now? Like look to
Yeah.
your left before you yell at me." Oh look, the bread.
What's that sign on the wall that says
Yeah.
Yeah.
can't be bread?
Right?
If people are nice, it all depends on your attitude though.
Yeah.
There's some
Oh,
people where I mean, if they're like, "Where's your bread?" I'm like, "Oh, I was blocking you. Look right here." I mean, I wasn't, but I mean, it's still it really is all about your attitude, especially.
It is. Yeah.
That's why I think everyone has to have their first job be in retail, whether it's like a grocery store or a fast food place. Like you need to have a job where you deal with other people, so that way when you deal with other people, either at work or something, you understand. It's like I've been in your shoes. I'm not gonna be
That guy.
I'm not gonna be mad if
people-
something's wrong. Like I know
Yeah.
it's me. Like
Yeah. Or
There's that
people
one
that-
guy.
I was gonna say, or people that put like perishable items in on a shelf.
or they put like
Yeah.
that. Well, I
Like,
I
that's a
literally was
waste of money.
I was reaching back to grab like some canned soup to face it, and my hand became wet, and I'm like, I just grabbed a giant tub of ice cream.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Or I
It's like,
reach
are
in,
you kidding
or I
me?
reach in the freezer and I'm like, this looks rock hard. Oh, it's a gallon of milk. Like
Yeah.
someone did that, and like you must have known what was gonna happen. Like you
Yeah,
know
that's
basic
just
physics and
instant
temperature, right?
They do it like in front of check stands. Like just give it to an employee and say I decided against it. We don't understand you decided against something. It happens. You're human.
We put it
Yeah.
away for most places. Target doesn't do that, unfortunately. So this
Really?
woman bought 4 chickens, and she's like, I just want 2. And the manager came and said we have to throw them away. And she's like,
Oh, she didn't even
she said
buy
I just had them for 2 minutes, and he's like, but we can't actually we can't
Oh.
assume. We don't
So
know
she
how
did buy
long.
it?
She bought 2 out of the 4, so we had to throw
We
the
do
other
that
2
too.
away.
Well, and I kind of agree with that, just because.
You don't know how long they've been around,
Exactly,
but
like,
it's
someone
worse
can
because Target's
say-
bigger. But I mean, at that place, I remember if they say I don't want the chicken, it's like run it back and put it back there. It's fine.
If they don't ever buy it though.
No, literally, like there's so many times they come up and they say I decided against this. But
Oh, so if they don't buy
if
it,
someone
you
comes up
still
and
have to
yeah,
throw
she
it?
came up with 4 chickens and said, "Are these on sale?" We said, "No, those aren't the ones on sale." She's like, "I'll take 2 of them," and they were whole
wow.
chickens.
Oh wow.
So we had to throw them away. Like it really sucks.
Yeah.
But so it depends on the place.
yeah.
But I mean, that's just because the grocery store is just one place for Target. For the grocery store,
That makes
like
sense,
that's the
yeah.
whole thing. So
Yeah.
there was the only other time, going back to like funny customer stories, and I've told you guys this sometimes, but since I started working in the dairy, I wore a hoodie
Yeah.
all the time. even when I came up front, I always wore a hoodie. Like, people got used to it. There was one time I didn't wear it because I forgot it at home, and everyone's like, Aaron, I thought you were a new employee because I just didn't recognize you without your hoodie on.
Yeah.
But there was this one time during summer, I think it was 2017 or something like that, and this woman came up to me and she says, why are you wearing a hoodie? It's summer. It's 80 degrees outside. And I pointed towards the milk and I said, I work in the dairy section. She's like, but it's summer. I'm like, I work in a giant refrigerator, so it gets really cold. And she looked out. She looked down all the way down the aisle, you know, because you could see it from the eggs and everything. And then she looked back at me. She's like, but it's summer. And I pointed again. I'm like, I work inside a giant refrigerator, ma'am. So it's very cold in there. It's like 36 degrees. And then she one more time looked outside, looked at me. She's like, but it's hot outside. I just walked away. I was like, she's probably gonna get mad or report to the manager that I walked away. But in my mind, I was like, I don't know how else to tell you.
I would have been
giant refrigerator. Like, do you not like? It was extremely funny, but I went in the back in frustration. I'm like, was I saying something wrong? Was I not talking? I thought I was talking. Her daughter next to her, her head was like, her hand was in her face. She's like, Mom, please understand what he's saying, please.
He works he's being in the refrigerator for like 2 minutes to cool down. He works there for 8 hours a day. He's in a refrigerator.
Not 8 hours straight, but I mean, like, when you're in there for like half an hour to an hour at a time, it gets cold.
Yeah. Wasn't the story where
We'll end it here. Yeah,
we'll end it here.
It's getting pretty late.
A guy who was trying to get attention. Instead of coming up to you and saying, "Hey,
he snapped
find something," he was trying to whistle at you.
Yeah, and I literally I walked in the back because I completely ignored him. I walked in the back and out loud in my because I was so pissed. I'm like, I'm not an effing dog.
Yeah,
that pisses me off when people do stuff like that. Like, I'm not an errand boy, dude. Like, I'm a person that's working here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
One last weird customer. Wasn't some guy who always came in as
yeah.
Wasn't he like I said at some point?
He was, yeah, because he pulled his wallet out of his boxers.
Yeah.
Were you actually about to? Was it actually his wallet, or was that a code?
No, it was his wallet.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't wear actual pants. He just underwear and a shirt.
Yeah.
He put it in. Was like, we're not taking.
That's just, it's also not allowed.
Not allowed. It's actually legal.
Yeah, that's disgusting. But that's retail, guys, and that's where we'll end it.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining everyone, and
thanks for joining us for this. What's the name of this podcast?
It's SOS, Sign of Stupidity.
Sign of Stupidity. Well, a great way to end it with retail then.
Yeah.
Until the next time.